Okay, here's a quick video for 2016 177 SE Retro owners. That's what my rig is. And people ask, does it have solar? Well, sort of. This little connector here is what allows Retro to say, yes, it's solar ready. But what this actually is just a connector that goes directly to the battery. What they intend for you to have is a suitcase style solar panel with a built-in charge controller. The output of the charge controller, the battery output of the charge controller, would go directly into this connector here. And what you can do is, to check that this is live, I have my meter here and I'm going to go like so, and it's showing -12. Okay, that's because the polarity is changed. So unlike most people that usually wire these connectors, the male pin usually isn't positive, but you can see in this case it is. What I also have here is an adapter which shows the correct style of connector. Sometimes, I think sometimes called bullet or something like that, used in RC cars. You know, it's a sort of a 12-volt standard, so you can plug that in there. Okay, and these are very standard solar connections that you find for panels and controllers and all the rest of it. And so now 12.6, okay? Alright, now if it happens to be different, this little packet comes with gender changes, which would make it easier if for some reason your connector is wired differently. Now, other people have told me that this isn't connected the same way that other solar systems are connected. The polarity is switched. However, I ordered this cable just off of Amazon and it appears to come through and it makes sense. This is the positive and this is your ground. So this just appears to work as it is. Now, if you have your solar controller, if you're doing it on the cheap, like me, you buy a cheap solar panel, which you can get, you know, used, like a used 100-watt panel for like 40 bucks or something. Well, I can anyway. You'd have to check where you can find that. Here's a really cheap controller that was about $8 or $10 or something. And you can see here that the first two connections would be to your solar panel. The next two connections are your positive and your negative to your battery. And that means your camper, okay? And you can ignore the other two connections. That's for your load, and we don't have a load, so you're just going from solar panel to battery. And that means you would go from solar panel input from the panel, and then the output, these two connections, you would wire into there. So there we go. There's a brief explanation of solar with the 177 SE Retro. Your trailer may differ, your year may differ, your wiring may differ. You know, that's why it's always best to have a multimeter and to check it for yourself. You can't really go wrong.